Hello, this is Raylen White,
And this is Martez going.
and we're here to talk about the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., a very sad time in the 60s.
Martin Luther King was a great man who worked for racial equality and civil rights in the United States of America. He was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia. Martin had a brother, Alfred, and a sister, Christine. Both his father and grandfather were ministers. His mother was a school teacher who taught him how to read before he went to school. Young Martin was an excellent student in school. He skipped grades in both elementary school and high school. He enjoyed reading books, singing, riding a bicycle, and playing football and baseball. Martin entered the Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia when he was only 15 years old. Martin experienced racism early in life. He decided to do something and make the world a better and fairer place. After graduating from college and getting married, Dr. King became a minister and moved to Alabama. During the 50s, Dr. King became active in the movement for civil rights and racial equality. He participated in the Montgomery, Alabama bus boycott and many other peaceful demonstrations that protested the unfair treatment of African Americans. He won a Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. At 6:01 p.m. on April 4th, 1968, a shot rang out. Dr. Martin Luther King, who had been standing on the balcony of his room at the Lauren and Rain Motel in Memphis, Tennessee, now laid on the balcony floor, and a gaping wound covered a large portion of his jaw and neck. A great man who had spent 13 years of dedicating himself to nonviolent protest has been felled by a sniper bullet.
American criminal James Earl Ray pled guilty to assassinating civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. and was sentenced to 99 years in prison on March 10, 1969. 3 days later, he recanted his plea. He spent almost 30 years vainly attempting to win the right to the trial he had forsworn. He eventually gained such unlikely allies as members of the King family and the Reverend Jesse Jackson is his protestations of innocence and quest for a trial. Ray's death on April 23, 1998 did little to quell the unanswered questions and conspiracy theories that abounded, but a 2000 probe led by the U.S. Attorney General Janet Renault found no credible evidence to reopen the investigation. Nonetheless, there were some who remained unconvinced. A private funeral was held on April 9th at Martin Luther King Jr.'s father's church, Ebenezer Baptist Church. His body was taken on a mule cart pulled by two mules. 100,000 black and white people followed the procession to the South View Cemetery in Atlanta, where King was buried.
After Martin Luther King's death, many blacks took the streets across countries in massive waves of riots in cities like Chicago, Detroit, and down south. His gravesite is located in Atlanta. Now his wife lays right next to him now, since she died in 2000s.